we're live on
Yes,
Wednesday
here.
night. What's going on? What's going on, Don? How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. Happy Wednesday to you, Marcus.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Data Affirm the Real.
Indeed.
And this is the Wednesday night line with Marcus Goodwin, that's myself, Don, Mr. Junior Lilly himself, Mr. Poet Extraordinaire,
Yes, indeed, sir.
Writer Extraordinaire, Author Extraordinaire.
Yes.
If you don't know about it, you better check him out.
Yes.
So, welcome everybody to Data Affirm the Real, where we empower black couples. Hold on. I gotta read because you wrote it so eloquently.
Oh,
Where
you
we
gotta get
empower
it.
black couples and singles to be the best version of themselves as we delve deep, as we get into the complexities of the human mind and relationships. For today's show, we will discuss social dynamics and unspoken rules surroundings to get to who rides in the shotgun. That's doing too much. So check this out. Before we get into the topic, go and give them a disclaimer, and I'm
Yes,
cleaning this
sir.
up.
Let me go ahead and
I got a
get into that
freestyle.
disclaimer. Let me back my band up here.
Yeah,
The views
please.
and opinion expressed in this podcast are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Data Affirm the Real. Any content provided is their opinion and not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. With that being said, let's begin tonight's show.
All
What the
right.
topic is?
I got it. Tonight topic. Who rides in the front seat?
Yeah.
No. Are boundaries implied or what? So basically, we're talking about the social dilemma that we sometimes have with in-laws.
Hmm.
You know, I have an upcoming wedding, and I also been married before. No big secret. But some of the social things we have to think about is about in-laws. What are some of the boundaries and things, or what's the norm? So what shouldn't be the norm? What's it should be accepted, not should be accepted.
Hmm.
Certain things we just do. For instance, and this is not in-law stuff, but when I walk into my parents' house, I don't knock.
What?
I
You
don't
got a
knock.
key? You got a
No,
key?
but that's not a boundary that was implied
Okay.
or imposed
Okay.
or set. But now I'm thinking like, do I want my do I want my kids or in laws just walking in my crib without knocking? I mean, I know you got a key. That's cool,
Yeah.
but let me know so. Don't let the ring doorbell tell me you coming in my house.
You better call or text. No,
But
text me. Don't call me.
yeah, but no, but is that something that should be imposed or implied, or is that just me? Is that or am I wrong? But
You,
I do the
you
same thing. So it was like, it was good for the goose is really good for the gander type deal. So
yeah.
these are some of the social things that we have to get established because what's acceptable in one household may not be acceptable in another household.
Totally agree with you on that. We tend to do things subconsciously based on how we were raised, right? As you indicate, you go to your parents' house, you don't even knock. You just come in. You go to some folks' house, you got to take your shoes off. Some folks don't like to take the shoes off. They got holy socks, or you just show respect for the house that you're in. If you're in my house, you have to call me before you come by. You're not just going to be showing at my door because I won't answer. I sit there, look out the peephole, and say, well, I didn't tell them to come by. So you think of things of that nature and how it will carry over to what we're going to talk about tonight. Because before we get into the conversation, just give a little insight. I always felt pertaining to who rides in the front seat is based on status quo, meaning that elderly will get to ride up front because it's more convenient for them.
Hmm.
I couldn't look and see my mama, grandmama, or granddaddy in the back seat. That that ain't gonna fly, especially with my mom. She almost just automatically will take the front seat without even asking if she, let alone if she want to drive. So I just had a quick story. My mom only rode in my back seat once. I had a car and a little sports car, and well, not say sports car. It had a little sporty design, so things were a little bit short for her as far as the seatbelt. She couldn't get it around her, so she sat in that back seat and she was tight-lipped. I mean, she not said it. This is the first time my mom ever ride with me and didn't say a word. All the way from my hometown to Dallas was about a 3-hour ride, and man, I just knew she was teed off. She didn't say a word when she sat in that back seat. So it was almost like it hurt her feelings that she couldn't ride up front. She could have ride up front, but she said she wanted to be in the seatbelt and make sure that she was secure. So a minor inconvenience on her part, but I had a quiet ride. I don't like to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we like to say she had her ass on her shoulders.
there you go. There you go.
But no, see, and that's what we're looking different. So
Yeah.
let's set the picture.
All right.
Let's start the scene. I like how it's written.
All right. Let's go.
You're heading out for a drive with friends or family. The car is parked, and everyone is ready to go. But then it comes the question: who gets in the front seat?
Mm-hmm.
While it might be trivial, this decision often involves, oh, that's a big word, an
Intricate.
intricate dance of social etiquette, personal preference, and applied boundaries.
Indeed.
Because let's take let's follow back what you were saying.
Yeah.
You said the elderly, the
Yeah.
or the person of certain status in the family, right?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Okay. Sure.
Reason I say this, it's my vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an extension of my household, correct?
Yes, that can be implied. Yes.
All right.
Yes. I can't argue with that.
Now, who's the head of my household?
You are, sir.
This guy.
Yeah.
Now, my driver's seat is my throne. As I
Mm-hmm.
get back in my King of Thrones, my Iron Throne stance. But who's on this? Now, who goes with the king?
The queen.
Who is my queen? My wife.
Mhm.
Who is the head of my household when I am not there?
Your wife.
She is. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
Keep talking. I'm listening to
Okay,
you.
it's
I'm
like your
listening
car
to you
needs some
dig your own
gas.
grave. I'm listening to you
Your
dig your
car
own
need
grave. You
gas.
go ahead.
All
Yeah.
right, so now
Yeah.
she is the head of my household with me. She is my partner.
Okay.
My mom, she did her job. She if she chooses to want to ride in the front seat, that is only permissible or allowable by my wife because her status
Mm-hmm.
is that of my partner in my home, in my household, which my car is part of my household.
I'm following you now. I'm following you now.
Exactly.
I'm following you
So,
now.
and now, if something happened in my household, do I call my mama first or do I call my wife first? So, riding in the front seat
This is good. This is good.
has responsibilities because this is implied that you are my partner. Now, if my mother wants to ride in the front seat, this, I don't know if it's implied, but she should ask my wife first or mention it to me. And I can ask my wife, but ultimately it's my wife's decision if she wants to relinquish her social place in that front seat because it can go deeper than this. And we're going to take it there in a
Yeah.
minute. That is implied because that's her seat. But hell,
Indeed.
who has a key to that car besides me?
You. Floyd asked in the comments, "Do you call your mama first?"
No, you'll call your mama first.
Mama.
Hey, we call our mama first when your wife get on your damn nerve and you
You getting beat. You getting
yeah.
beat. You need help. You need back.
Now Because let's think about this. When if my wife has, if my mama say I'm getting to just hop her ass in the front seat, and she look at me, my wife gonna look at me crazy first.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I got
and
a
if I
thought, but go ahead.
and if I don't say something,
Everybody looking at you, right?
yeah, I don't give. Yeah, the ass on the shoulders is no longer my mama ass on her shoulders. My wife ass on her shoulders, like mother. And and if you have a very outspoken mate, oh, she gonna say something. Then later on that evening, she gonna say something to your ass. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
So
that's.
now you gotta hear this shit constantly. And that
Oh man,
one by the total silence and what's riding in the car. Two, when they at initial confrontation, when they talk about get your ass in the back, whoever says that first, because it's gonna be said. Because my wife and my mom has both have a similar personality,
mm,
and I mean I love them to death, but they got similar personality. I don't foresee that conflict,
yeah.
but we're gonna have some comments in a second. I don't see that conflict, but
So Twitter fingers start typing.
man, God, dog.
You better your mama listen tonight. Man,
Yeah,
you in
so
trouble. You in
so
trouble.
not only I'm hear from my mama, they got to hear from my wife. And then I'm gonna get in trouble because like I'm like okay, what,
You
at some
choosing
point you're gonna be like
side.
whatever.
Picking
You gotta say
sides,
what?
man.
Yeah. Then now I'm gonna get in trouble because when I saw okay whatever, like get that mind say oh not oh Negro you dismissive now? Are you not hearing what I got to say? Now I'm
Yeah.
totally dead and wrong here again. On several remarks, we'll discuss that in a minute. But
Hmm.
this shit's like dominoes; they're ripples.
Yeah, you can't win. There is no win in the situation that you're explaining. If I joined in real quick, I've seen it firsthand. My brother was married twice, and just why do you think the front seat holds such significance in our social interactions? The reason I'm asking this question is because you indicated before you even get to the car, a conversation is had. How should that conversation go, or is there even a conversation, or more of a? It's more like my reading contest because I don't really recall anyone saying anything about, hey, I'm riding in the front seat. It's almost like it's what's implied as a status or preference. And what you indicated, you brought up a good thing because I saw my brother and his wife go through this with his mother. My mother is his wife wanted to ride in the front seat and she was very vocal about it. And my brother thought at times, my mother should ride in the front seat. And he had to bite the bullet and bow down to the wife. But there were occasions when you think about the person in their personality, because my mother's strong headed, my brother's first wife was strong headed. No one was bowing out that fight, so you got to make an ultimate decision. Say, get your ass in the car, let's go. We're gonna be sitting here arguing for 30, 40 minutes, right? Making a scene. So you do bring up a good point. But again, the question is asked for those that are listening. Why do you think the front seat holds such a significance in our social interaction? Is it based on our elderly status? Should the elderly people ride up front? As I'm playing devil advocate with Marcus, or as Marcus indicated, he is the king, his queen should ride shotgun with him side by side, and everyone else would either
Bonnie and Clyde.
get on their feet and pat their feet and make their way, or sit tight lip in the back seat and don't say nothing. You're getting a ride, so right, you're still arriving at your destination in one piece. It shouldn't matter, or should it? Let's hear some comments as we continue this discussion.
All right, because I'm gonna put a pin in that because
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump back on that, Don. All right, read
yeah.
that first comment.
Kia McLean says here, I believe it is what works best for you. It is not a big deal for me either way, but it should be discussed and boundaries be put in place. I do have a follow up to that, Kia. When you say boundaries are put in place, is this an all time thing? So you have a discussion with your mother in law, vice versa, and you say, I'm riding in the front seat. Is that always implied? Or is it like, well, she ain't here today, let me ride in the front seat with you? How would you? Uh, Continue that that debate on the boundaries be put in place. Is it an all time thing, a one time thing, or every time thing?
Okay.
Yeah,
So to piggyback on what she was saying,
yeah,
now if it is a big deal, I would love for my wife or even my girl, my partner. I'm gonna say
yeah.
partner to say, "Go ahead, she can have it." That's as a sign of courtesy
Mhm.
with some respect. But I would think it's more of a courtesy.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
yeah.
hey, you can borrow some sugar as a courtesy.
But is that every time? Because again, what's implied is, oh, you let me ride last time. Why are you changing your mind? But let's continue with some of these comments.
Mm,
Mr. J. Diggs said before, appreciate you, sir. He
great
says, I
DJ.
love you, mama, but get in the back. Exclamation point 5 times. He said, I gotta ride home with this woman. He ain't trying to have no problems. He trying to have some peace and quiet when he closes his eyes. He get a frying pan to him.
Yeah.
Then he also follows up, put your girlfriend in the back, your wife in the front. I like that, man.
you
I
got
like that.
she got to earn that seat.
You gotta earn that,
All
yeah.
right. So, all
Yeah,
right. So for me, like, and imply real quick. I'm gonna go back to your social thing question. Like,
yeah.
implied for me was like if my lady drive is driving right,
Hmm.
and it's me, her, and her mother, she automatically jumps in the back seat. There's been times I offered it, and then she's like, "No, I'm getting in the back."
Say that again from the beginning. I want to make sure I understood your question.
So every time like it'd be me, her, and her mother,
Okay.
and babe
Who's
will drive.
driving?
She'll drive,
Okay, okay.
and I will offer the front seat to her mother. She's like, "No, I'm jumping in. I'm getting in the back."
Man, you pulling
She,
back these layers. Go ahead though.
yeah, she would refuse to get in that front seat
Wow,
if I'm riding. If
that's interesting.
it's me and babe. She will not. So would I say it holds a certain standard? A certain standard because we could pull some layers back because yes, it's a certain status of my the hierarchy in my household.
Hmm.
Two, it could also be a layer of you could be a mama's ass boy, a mama's boy, and you can be putting your mama over me, and I'm your wife. Because if it comes down to it, you will always, you will start choosing your mama over me, or if something to do with the house, and your mama say this, you'll do it because your mama said it, not because your wife said it.
Floyd says here when he was married, mother-in-law always rode in the back seat when in our vehicle. Now, I want to also follow up with Marcus' statement, just getting try to get some deep diving context. Marcus indicated when he's driving, he expects for his wife to be in the front, mother-in-law in the back. Okay, Marcus, what about if your wife is driving? And as you indicated in that second scenario, her mother offered you the front seat while she sat in the back. Would that be less than a gentleman to say, go ahead and sit in the front and while you sit in the back? Or is just, again, that common courtesy, as you indicated, that one time courtesy call?
Hold on, I missed the first part. I dozed off somewhere. Say
Well,
one
I
more
was
time.
saying the first part was you indicated you're driving. The expectation is your wife is in the front seat,
Hmm.
the mother-in-law in the back. And then again, I flipped and said your wife is driving, as you indicated in that story. Her mother offer the front seat to you. As a gentleman, common courtesy, would you offer the front seat back, or you just say, okay, I'll take the front seat because she offered first? Do you go back and forth? You take
So
it,
I did that.
flip quarter,
I did go back and forth, but it was a short back and forth.
get your ass in the front, Marcus. Let's go.
Yeah, basically, but
Yeah,
and it had this. That was just me being too nice, but it had to sit with
yeah,
me a second. Like, yo, okay, she's right, and I appreciate her for that.
yeah,
Like, this is y'all vehicle. This is
yeah,
your thing. This is This is if I'm gonna call you son,
yeah.
you're taking a position in my family as leading my daughter.
Another,
This is
yeah.
daughter leader. Go ahead.
Another comment by Kia McLean. She says, my place is the front seat. If there is some health issue or if she really wants to sit in the front, it's all hers due to respect. Now, this is a good comment because health can come into place where, depending on the type of car you
Mm-hmm.
got, right? If you're riding a car that doesn't have a comfortable back seat, and you get in there and it can be all squishy, because I'm a tall person, so when me getting in the back seat, I'm gonna have to stretch all across, then and other people, uh, the back seat, it's all the way up against the front seat, or the front, somebody let their front seat all the way back and land in your lap. You think about those complexities as well. So this is a good topic to think about with someone's health can come into play, where they may need the room that's required up front, leg
Yeah,
room, or something of that
yeah.
nature. Yes.
That's just yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
That's not a no brainer.
Yeah.
If it's a health reason or like, she got them bad knees or somebody got bad knees or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's no brainer.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And this is
That
this is why we're having this discussion, because we thinking about just the question itself, who rides in the front seat, and then you begin to go into the discussion of it. You see that there are other aspects of just not male and female per se pertaining to king and queen. There are also other layers of that onion can be peeled back and can be discussed, can be coordinated, can be agreed upon for any specific occasion. Is not shouldn't be applied to I'm riding the front seat. I don't care if your knees hurt, get your ass in the back. So that's maybe more of a negative connotation, but just giving the extreme of both sides of this
right
discussion. Yeah,
because when you think about it, if my mother or father, whoever, has some kind of health issue and she don't do it,
yeah,
that's an issue. Two, if I don't say something
hmm
or start putting her in the front seat, my lady will get on me like, "What the fuck is your problem?
yeah, yeah,
Why are you putting your she can't handle that back seat. Why are you
yeah,
putting it?
yeah,
For health reasons. Like why?"
yeah,
And that's just a courtesy and a respect factor. Then it's like, okay, this is health. Just
yeah.
like if we was a friend
hmm
who, like you said, we're gonna pick a friend up from the hospital and they got issues or something, and like, oh, they can't get in the back seat. It would be a question, would it?
No,
No,
no, no.
that's a no brainer. And if somebody's selfish, then they don't give up a seat because for health reasons, just
Yeah,
because they feel that's their spot. That's a whole nother issue that they
that's a whole nother issue.
needs to be
Yeah,
addressed
that's
because
some
self
struggle over
centered.
there. Yeah, some self-centered nature. But this is a good topic, man. I appreciate that. Just also discuss some additional my notes pertaining to the front seat often symbolizes status or preference. This because it is a visible position that can be associated with importance or closeness to the driver. As you indicate, Marcus indicated, he is the king. He wants his queen. So you see that car coming down the road, you say, "Oh, that must be a couple there," because it is implied male and female are riding together, equivalent in the front seat, not man and mother and your wife in the back. As my man, Mr. J. Diggs said, his girlfriend in the back.
Yeah.
If you got your wife and your girlfriend in the car, then you're a player by me. But you do that at the same time, man.
Hmm. And you got your girlfriend, your mama, and you got your girlfriend, your
Girlfriend,
wife,
wife,
and your
and your
mama
mom,
in one car.
all three ride in the back seat, right? You just up front, so
You got that good life insurance.
yeah. I don't know
Somebody
what
gonna
that
die,
is. Tonight. Yeah.
man.
Oh
But
man.
what I was saying though. But you're right. It is a social status,
Hmm.
and it's just it's put in a simplified form. That's how I'm looking at it. It's put in a simplified form
Yeah.
because when you're in a relationship, a serious
hmm
relationship, and I often talk about the four walls or the barrier that you place around you and your partner that nobody can enter, and that includes your mother, your father, any family.
Yeah.
And if they came to a point where you gonna put your mom on the front seat because you just say that's mom, I don't care.
Hmm.
We have that's to me that might be this is where they need our therapist to come on in, but she was out there. To me, that'd be like issue like okay, who's priority? Because think about it, we have to set priorities in our life.
Yes.
Mom is our mom and family. Mom and dad is top priority,
Hmm.
except for your partner.
Yeah. As Kim McLean said in the beginning, it should be discussed and boundaries put in place so that whenever these scenarios come up and you have to take mom home, it will be an understanding that she shouldn't expect to be riding up front unless there's a health reason that's required.
Yeah, and but and this is why it's funny to me because my lady and my mother have never ridden in a car together.
Wow.
So when we go pick her up from the airport,
Mm.
we'll see how this played out. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I said I ain't gonna call ahead, mom and say, no, yeah, it's gonna be in the back seat, right, mom?
Mama, put a text her, let her know some emojis in there. Backseat.
Yeah,
Give her some hints.
yeah, like no, this is subliminal hit is when I open the door. It's gonna be that back.
She be like, "Ooh, Marcus, it's hot back here. I need some air. I need to sit in the front. I need that air."
Is hey we
And he was a
that,
fan.
that car the car we in it's got a vent in the back. It blow
Yeah,
good. She could control it and everything.
yeah,
This, hey, baby, it's like a limo back there. You good? And
yeah.
tell my
There
mom,
you
it's
go.
like a limo back
Yeah,
there.
pull the shade up on her. Right?
Yeah, but but see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I don't think So that's one of the things because I believe she knows, and I can't think back to when I was married before about us riding with my
hmm,
ex-wife, and I can't. It doesn't right now. It doesn't ring a bell when we was in the car together or when it happened. So I don't
hmm.
remember.
Yeah,
And so it must not been no big deal at that time. But hell, that's
yeah,
probably why that marriage ain't work because
yeah.
cause she ain't no big deal.
Let's continue, sir. Let's go down to segment two. Boundaries imply. Let's get into that discussion. Let's let the audience hear this.
All right. So our boundaries imply the front seat debate is also a reflection of how to navigate boundaries, whether
No,
it's
no, no, no,
respect.
no. Go down, go down. I'm sorry. That's got to go to the discussion for segment two.
Oh, should we? Yeah. Oh, I was segment two.
Where it says, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna stutter the second time around.
Yeah,
Fucked up
it's
the
like
previous
good.
Monday.
You good.
Me. Now, let's pivot our subtopic. Our boundaries imply the front seat debate is also a reflection of how we navigate boundaries, whether it's respecting the driver's preference, considering seniority, or simply following social norms. Boundaries are implicitly understood and often unspoken. So the
Yes.
question to everybody: can we explain how implied boundaries work in the context of the front seat? It's kind of what we've been talking about,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we should. But let's take it outside the realm of the car.
Okay.
Now, do we put these boundaries in place before we get married? Should these be discussed? Should these be observed, or should you observe how these boundaries are even being implemented in the dating phase?
You bring up a good point right here, and the reason I say that is because let me see how I put this. I'm in
In
the dating
English,
phase. You're married. You're getting married. I'm in the dating phase. So since we brought that up, let me discuss. There were occasions my mother rode with me. I have an SUV, and my girlfriend allowed my mother to sit in the front seat due to health reasons. She allowed her easy access to the front. It was easier for her to get into the front and get into the back. The SUV just doesn't have a lot of leg room when it comes to the back seat. The back seats doesn't move. The front seats, it's just kind of bulky as a Chevy Tahoe. Those things are not comfortable in the back seat because I can't even sit in the back of my own car. So when you indicated that aspect, what it's implied is that she allowed her to ride at the front, but it wasn't like every time. Occasions, it's only probably been twice when they actually rode together, and she allowed my mother to sit up front. Usually, uh, my mother would ride with my sister if we're going somewhere that the car requires long distance. My sister has a car, and it's easier for her to access in and out, and then get into a bulky SUV and have to climb up on the handlebars and all of that. So this is something that I've only experienced, and I just watched. I didn't say anything. I didn't make any suggestions, and she offered my mother to sit in the front. But I know, again, as we indicate, the long-term aspect of it is it's not something that's going to happen a lot. Therefore, for that occasion, it was okay.
So normally I don't say this or do this,
Mhm.
and this is only just totally up to you, Don.
Yeah.
You got your phone with you?
Yeah, I got my phone with me.
I would you know what I would love for you to do.
What's that?
Text your text your lady
Yeah.
and say, if we had whatever, just give it the context.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
mom was in the best good health and we was going somewhere, who deserves the front seat, you or mom?
I'm gonna ask now.
I'm just curious, and because these are like I said, you're in a dating phase, but you're a serious, but your dating is a serious relationship. It's not like what Stig say, the girlfriend getting the back, type deal. You ain't just like I gotta pick my mom up, but it just so happened this girl was with me, and then my mom don't know her name yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
hey mom, this is
Let me see what
Bonquito.
she said. If she even look at her phone, she might ain't got her phone. She might have watching on a Dateline murder mystery or some shit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's continue. If she responds back,
okay.
you know what she says.
But yeah, but like you said, observing these things. This is what we do when we dating, right? We have to observe.
Yeah.
You know, we often talk about red flags, but we also looking at the green flags, and
Yeah.
this is a whole but big indicative, big word, of how we were raised and how we think about what's the norm and what's our
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
Because as well as our partner, our potential partners, looking at us to seeing how we handle it. Because think about it. If I just we're dating and we're in this internet in this we're in this serious phase, and I just put my mom in the front seat and gave my lady a look like, hey, open the door for you. There's back seat comfortable too.
She did
Look,
provide a response, but go ahead.
but yeah, and that could be how she want to look at how she interprets, like, yo, why am I in the back seat? Or is this an indication of when we're married, or if we decide to
Yeah.
get married, will it change? And that has to
Yeah.
be discussed. Go ahead. What's the response?
The response was, my mom always rides in the front because she has a disability. So that was her response.
Yeah. Play it safe. Good job.
Play it safe.
Play it safe.
I'll be up all night with this discussion. I can't close my eyes, courtesy of Marcus. But anyway,
Yay.
yeah, it is a unspoken rule unless it is brought up for discussion, and then it becomes a heated debate if two individuals have strong opinions as to how they should ride in a car. 'Cause that can also be a topic of problem if your mother-in-law is not bowing down and this is my son, I'm gonna ride in the front, right? And
Right. And
your
so
wife
this is like I
standing
said, this is
on
a
10
snippet
toes too. Yeah.
of of bigger things possibly, because what are some unspoken boundaries that you and your in-laws will have?
Mhm.
If anybody out there, give me another example of what's an unspoken boundary that your in-laws should have when dealing with your marriage or your relationship. Like, one, I think unspoken ones should be like, okay, don't don't say nothing like against my relationship per se if I didn't ask about it.
Yeah.
If it's, especially if it's nothing detrimental like to my well being, you know, or don't. Don't worry about how I'm how I'm paying bills or spending money. Don't worry about my money in my house. Unless I ask you about it. Unless I'm telling you, unless I'm volunteer you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
These are unspoken things that
she got those nosy in-laws that
yeah.
they're gonna
Or
prod and poke.
don't come complain about another thing. Don't if you don't like something in my house, don't don't start complaining about it. Keep it to yourself. I think
Yeah,
those are unspoken things.
indeed. And you always got that one, two messy family members who gonna say, they're gonna speak their mind. They're gonna let you know, and you gotta deal with them on a one-off scenario. Pull them to the side and be like, look, we're trying to have a nice family dinner, and we don't need your opinions on what's going on in my house or my family or how we do things. I have an aunt who will get messy just out of I just think it's out of her nature, and she doesn't even know she's doing it. Just not to break discussion, but we just had a
No,
family
you're fine.
reunion, and at the family reunion, we were sitting at a table. We were doing our food, we having music, and her daughter was there. She has a grown-up daughter, probably a couple of years younger than me, but she was already sitting at the table. There were plenty of chairs around, but her mother wanted that particular seat and started an argument because she wanted that seat and thought because that's just her daughter, she should have to get up out that seat, that particular seat, instead of just sliding over one. So, what you're indicating, those family members who will get into your business, and regardless of how you can set that boundary, they still going to cross that because, again, they're an elderly family member. They feel like they have the right to say what they should say. And you just got to stand your ground.
Yeah. So one thing I two things. So yeah, I do. The first thing is I think as especially people get older,
Hmm.
they have a lack of a filter on their mouth.
Hmm.
They think they become more invincible as they get
Yeah.
older. Two, we talking about you ever see that commercial? I can't remember what commercial was when an aunt was in the refrigerator. She was throwing stuff away. Expired, expired,
Yeah, yeah,
expired.
yeah, yeah. Coming over to the house, yeah.
Yeah.
He
No.
just sitting there.
And so
Yeah.
Kia, babe said, borrowing money. So this is a great one.
Wow.
You know, I should not, or nobody should borrow money. Okay, let me put this. Let me put it this way: if if an in-law is needing money, they should not come to me without going through my wife first.
So they go to the wife first before they consult with
If it's her family, it should go through her first,
you. Okay.
and vice versa. They should go. Because at the end of the day, even if they went through her, if they go to me first, I better make sure I tell her because she may have an issue with it, and she may be privy to certain information that I'm not. But don't it actually feels kind of deceitful. To be honest with you, it may feel
Hmm.
kind of deceitful. Like why are you going? What are you hiding? But that to me is like you should really go through. The in law should go through the blood member first
Yeah.
because
It's
it's
definitely.
household money. Now, I
Mhm.
mean, I ain't talking about like $5, something shit like that.
Yes.
On some a meal or something. That's we talking about anything that two zeros or more.
That's a lot. That can be significant. Um, you brought up a good point there because the aspect of borrowing money can become a habit if boundaries are not implied. Again, as Kia McLean is indicating, because it could be start off as $5 and it ups to 50, now it's 500. And the fact that it could be your own mother, it could be your own brother, it could be your own sister, it could be someone down the family line, and they think because of the fact that you're blood and they have access to you, that it shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't have to discuss this with your significant other, and that can cause a problem if you don't nip it in the bud and prevent consecutive borrowing because they borrowing $500. What the hell is going on here? You
Yeah,
don't have a job. Then if you're giving it to them without speaking to your wife and sneaking it out of the bank account, if you got a shared account, or even if it's on your own account and not discussing it, yeah,
Yeah, especially on your financial status. You know, $500 looks different from me as a $500 due to we ain't gonna say Donald Trump, fuck him. We with Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
That 500
Oh,
that 500 look different. That hit different
but how is it different if it's still
because
someone is
is
thinking
still
that you can just give it out like rainwater?
well, because 500 for a somebody who's worth 90 million, it'd be like it's like 50 cent to him. With 500 to me is like $500 damn dollars. You know what I'm saying? So it hits different.
It does. It does. It does. I can't argue with that. Even if we just take it back a little bit, I have a family member, not gonna say any names, that constantly, it don't matter what it is,
Rufus.
them borrow $20. Every time they see them borrow $20, them borrow $40, has yet to pay back. 20 years probably has passed. He yet to get a dime back. Yeah, man, buy me a beer. Ain't buy you no beer. But yeah, when you got money, you gotta buy me a beer. But the boundaries that we put in place is, hey, I'm not giving you no more money. Hey, if
Mm-hmm.
you out of gas, you better call AAA on your phone. Hope they can give you a couple of gallons. But you gotta sometimes let people learn a hard lesson because
I,
they
I,
take
I, I,
advantage
I hear you,
of
and I
the
agree
fact
with
that
you. I
you're
do.
you're a frugal lender. They're gonna be not a frugal lender, but you're just a lender that they can come get to you like you're a bank or something, ATM. You gotta cut that off, man.
Yeah, I hear you. You
Yeah,
right.
let their phone
And,
get cut off one time. I guarantee you they won't. Won't let it get cut off again.
boy, that phone. Hey, you lying? That phone get cut on faster than a power wheel.
They sit in the dark and they got a phone, right?
Yeah, that's it. But they can't charge the motherfucker either.
They're at your house now. Borrowing $500 and charging their phone
Yeah,
and sitting in the front
so
seat. So
get
yeah,
your ass. But but those are boundaries. But
Mhm.
even though boundaries like that set in place inside your relationship.
Yeah.
So let's say let's say our nephew who's in college, she got to send him $200.
Hmm.
I'm just throwing a number why I don't know why 200, but we discussed that and that we know she if she send it it's for a good reason. We know why. I know
Yeah.
why. There's
Yeah.
no question about it.
Yeah.
But that's been discussed.
Hmm.
You
It's
know,
not just I just sent him $200 and
yeah. But but that's also this was also discussed. Like the boundary is, yeah, I know you send it for a reason. Go ahead. It ain't like, oh, he just needed it. He just wanted to
Yeah.
screw it off,
Yeah.
or he's being irresponsible.
Yeah.
No, but that was a conversation that's been had
Mhm.
a long time ago.
Indeed.
Now,
There you
and
go.
she'll a lot of times she'll just like, hey, I sent this. And I'm like, okay. Comes up, okay.
Sent this from your account. What
And,
about that boundary, right?
and
not,
hey,
not from her account, but from your account.
sure. And she's more than
But
welcome. If
it's
it's in
y'all
there,
money, right?
yeah, she's more than welcome. She'd be like, because a couple of things that happen. All right, so
Yeah.
let's stop right there. This what happened.
Okay, let's see
If
the
she send it,
boundaries, man.
she'll send it. If she send it from my account, one, she gonna be like, I'm telling you right before I send it.
Okay.
Two, because I know who she is and how she is, I'm gonna replace it.
Okay.
Three, if I can't, she be like, I can't do it right now. But because we are one, okay, no problem. If I got it, it'd be good. Four, I just got my fourth question. If she sent it from hers,
Yeah.
and it was her, let's say it was her last. Just I'm here. That's my job to pick up slack.
There you go.
You ain't gonna go
Man,
hungry.
exactly.
You ain't gonna go no gas in the car.
That's
You ain't
how it
gonna
should work.
go. Yeah.
That's how it should work.
So even no matter what count it came out of, it's still coming out the house one way
Yeah,
or the other.
indeed.
And but this is how when we choose our partner that we have these certain things we look at like
Hmm.
how do they go about things?
Yeah.
Is it a secret? Which is a whole nother topic about hiding money. That's a whole nother
That's
topic,
a whole
hiding
nother
money
show.
because yeah,
Right there.
like
That's a whole nother show, man. Yeah,
Should your partner or your wife know how much money you really got? But let's
that's a
go
good
back to
question. That's a good
let's go back to
question
the boundaries.
because
But yeah, these are the boundaries that we got to talk about. Boundaries.
we'll put that. I'll put that on the list because that may be something we can work before the end of the year. Work out.
Hold on, let's see what Babe wrote something else. Let me see what she wrote on here. Let
Oh
me
yeah,
bring it up on the
sure.
screen.
You're getting a hot message now.
Ain't no telling.
That $20 barn cousin, that's charity. Yeah, but I do charity once a year. I don't do it every week. Every other
So my thing, why you put the word borrow in front of it?
You might as well go ahead and lend that out because you ain't
Yeah,
getting that back. That's
borrow,
a gift.
lend, hold. Those shouldn't even be a part of the
Let me
sentence.
hold something. Let me hold
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
let me get. You know what I'm saying? I
Let me
need
rob you
give
without
me.
yeah.
Yeah, borrow. Wasn't that what? I like saying borrowing some sugar. Who the hell brings sugar back?
You ain't bringing that sugar back, man.
Yeah, what the hell wrong with these people?
Yeah,
I
you don't
mean,
got two things to match. Let's
hmm,
continue, sir, with
all
the
right.
conversation. Segment 3: navigating conflicts.
Ooh,
Ooh, we're gonna get into it here. And
okay. Read that up because I'm about to. I feel my mouth
discussion
just
of
swelling up.
navigating conflicts. What happens when these boundaries aren't clear or challenged? Let's discuss how to navigate conflicts that arise from the front seat dilemma, like when someone says, I call shotgun first. What can we
Bam.
provide for resolving front seat conflicts amicably? Like classic shotgun rule, when the person who calls shotgun isn't necessarily the one everyone else thinks should be in the front seat.
Hmm.
That borrowing ass cousin.
Yeah,
Get your ass in the back. That girlfriend, get your ass in the back.
man, you just missed it. I almost fill up my goddamn seat on camera. That shit was slow motion. Like you know I'm a heavy set fella. So when big people fall, it fall. It hit
Oh
different.
man, it hits
We
different.
fall in slow motion. We land with maximum impact. Like shit, bam. Fuck that hurt.
Yeah. So yeah, when these boundaries aren't clear or challenged, now we've indicated how boundaries can be set to make the clarity of it. When it indicates challenge, though, how do we navigate that? Because this is something that I didn't think about. Challenge. So I'm pretty sure your mother-in-law is not calling shotgun. I mean, that sounds like something from someone of a younger perspective may indicate and try to challenge getting in the front seat of your car. How will we resolve that?
So really, it's like it kind of like any other conflict. So
Mhm.
on when the bad things about I want to say bad, not bad. One of the responsibilities of being head of your household, you're gonna have to take charge of that conflict
Yeah,
sometimes.
gotta
Like
put that foot down.
ultimately, yeah. And I hate that part, like, cause I'm very non-confrontational. It's like I already just said, Mom, you got to get in the back seat. It's gonna have to be a standard. It's got to be a line set, and and
But do
you
you say
kind
it
of
just like that? You go up to your mom like, "Mom, you gotta get in the back seat." You kind of pull it to the side and say, "You say it just like that," or you give it that
shit.
look. You give it that. Just open the back seat door. You don't even say nothing.
Yeah, open the back seat door, but you gotta take a deep breath, like, mama, it's nice back here. I cleaned it out.
She's like, "What
uh,
you cleaning that for? I ain't sitting back there." No.
uh, you know,
If you got like Martin's mother, like in the show Martin, his mom would come in
yes,
there. She just coming through the door. Yeah, it won't be no back seat. You can
habitual
stay.
boundary breaker.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you not in certain those are boundaries. Like these, and he never set boundaries.
yeah. He couldn't. She would have beat the mess out of him, Martin.
Hey, one thing.
But
So check this out.
yeah,
One thing about being habitual boundary breaker
yeah.
is consequences. And one of the biggest consequence, especially for a mother, a father too, but especially for a mother, is not having the ability to see your child.
Mm,
So,
wow, that's some punishment there.
yeah, because even if she is not your main, not main woman, like it's multiple, even though she may not be your wife or you at that point your forever partner, a woman will make a man do things to separate him from his family. She has that ability. A lot of times, and it's not 100%, but a lot of times they have ability where a male will choose a piece of pussy over the family. And it is, but as the times progress, but if the relationship gets stronger, they will choose a family. They would choose their woman over their family because right now, if I'm about to be married, and my mother told me right now, if you marry her, I'm not I don't want to do with you or whatever. I'm just this is not real.
Oh,
This is
okay.
hypothetical.
Okay, you're getting a little deep there. You
Or
speaking.
she's like, don't worry about
Yeah.
me coming over or
Wow.
something like that. You think I'm not gonna say, babe, we're not gonna get married?
Of course not. Of course not.
Now the consequence, or if she's saying like if she doing things to keep undermining my lady, think I'm not gonna get married? And what's the consequence?
Yeah.
She just won't be coming around.
Yeah. You definitely gonna have. You're gonna have to uh, have that conversation one on one with your mom when you feel like having a discussion because that is very important. Because the key is communication. Because conflicts arise from assumptions and unspoken expectations. As Mark is indicating here, the mother is taking jabs. Under her breath. That's we're not saying that's true, but from the example given, that's not something that you can find, as you're going to tolerate, especially from a
Right.
man when he's married his woman. She's chosen this lady to be with this lady, and as the Bible indicates, the man will leave his mother to be with his wife and start his own family. So yes, this is very important to have those discussions and talk about those things that may be bothering her because it could be something more deep. It could be one of those mothers who depend on her son, and you know that if her son is marrying this lady, taking money from her because he could be paying her light bill or something of that nature. Some weird situation
Right.
like that.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna check this out. Um, we know what takes. We're good children. You and I. We're good
I think
sons.
so. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I know so. But you know what's what takes courage to do
yeah,
and bravery to do? To look at your mother, even your dad, and with all honesty and seriousness, say, "Hey, all right, now cut it out. That's enough."
yeah.
To say that to your parent, to say that's enough. That's a step. That's a step into your strong stand in your hood, your
Indeed.
manhood,
Yeah,
and mean it. That's not an easy thing to say the first time. But hey, all right, now cut it out.
yeah,
I have told my mom, "Hey, mom, that ain't cool or whatever, things like that. But things like just say, cut it out, stop. Stop,
yeah.
and be like dead serious. That is a courage step of courage.
Indeed, especially if she respects you, then she will definitely understand where you're coming from. Because I think mothers know when their sons get to that point where they will be starting their own family, and therefore she can't have her way with her son, especially if he's been always doing things for her at every beck and call. Right? It
Mm,
may take a minute for some mothers to overcome it and get adjusted to. Others may understand it from day one. It's like, okay, cool. You become um, complete whole man with your wife, and I can only respect for what you're doing, and I'm not going to intervene or interfere. But then you got those mother-in-laws who give the definition to mother-in-law. Right? They
hmm,
define the definition.
boy. So and I don't want to put this solely on mothers. I know we put a lot of emphasis on mother-in-laws,
Yeah,
even father-in-laws. We have that's a whole nother dynamic that we so like. Hey, right? you can come to my house, you can come to my house running my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I respect you, but there's certain things you just can't do without my permission in my house.
Hmm.
You know, so this is some of the things that that even people have to do. Like, okay, all right, you and I think it's done differently. Like, do we have to be as a son-in-law? Do we have to be the one on a man-to-man level check the father-in-law, or because you get
You would have to be. You would have to.
yeah. Think about it. You can't
Yeah.
say, "Hey, you need to get your daddy to tell him stop doing this."
Yeah,
You might can hit
you have
around
to,
to it, but you come like, "Hey,
man to man.
hey, pop,
Yeah, if
nigga,
he
that's my chair."
respects you, he will understand where you're coming from because
Yeah.
he's probably been in that same situation. So yeah,
Hey, you can put another bottle of liquor in there when you finish with that one, right? You have some alcohol. I don't have a problem with it, but you better put some in the bag.
yeah,
Especially
you
if
can
I
put
come
him
home and have a
bringing up,
drink and I like a dad dog.
bringing up all the top shelf.
Yeah. I wanted to hide liquor in my house. You better go get that crown apple and be happy.
Your father's coming over hot to look at because he go, that may be more of a serious problem. He might,
Hey, what was
bring him
it? Like the
home.
uncle from Fred Sanford?
Yeah, Rollo.
Not Riley, the
Oh,
Esther husband.
oh yeah, constant drunk. Yeah,
But but really, honestly, it's navigating the conflict when it's become between your mate and the in-law. Yeah, you're gonna have to probably intervene.
hmm,
I imagine. You know,
yeah,
that's not 100% of the time. It all depends on the person, the people, the parties involved. You
yes,
know, two level heads will make a level headed decision, or even one level headed will try to resolve it, peacefully or with minimum conflict.
yeah,
And but unfortunately, like a judge, as a as the head of the household and the co-head, I'll say co-head of the household because it may be a time where it's gonna be times where your mate or your wife or partner may have to settle the conflict,
yeah,
you know, and that's fine. But because one thing out of everything, you gonna respect the person you with.
indeed.
If you don't, why you with them?
Hmm.
You
Agreed.
know. So the conflict wise, hold on, we got some more. We got another comment. I thought it before I read them, so I read slow. I read in slow motion. Juvenile on that shit. Um, she says, oh
Gratefully,
no,
we don't have that issue. Been there
hold on, I didn't. That's the wrong one.
before. Okay.
Give me 1 second. Here we go. I think that's over.
Okay. There we go.
We said my mom definitely drives him.
Because she drives me. There we
I think
go.
she be talking
That's
about sometimes she. So let's be transparent with because it's data from the real, and just like every child, our parents do something that drive us a little crazy, like a little insane sometimes. You're like, oh, mom, or oh, damn, dad, because this is real talk because sometimes not sometimes the parent becomes a child. 'Cause we have to do things like, well, I'm taking care of you for this little simple stuff. Why am I doing this? You're not. Did he freeze up on me? Yeah, he froze up on me. So I'm gonna talk until he come back in. So sometimes the parent becomes the child, and it drives you a little bit off. Yeah, he still froze up. And the great thing about having a partner is they are somebody you could vent to. They will listen and help you cope, and they be there being driven crazy with you. And that's what I mean. Her mom sometimes doesn't always make the happiest decisions for her, and because that's just what moms do. Like my mom doesn't make great decisions all the time. Not like ma, you know. But I love my. Now I go tell my lady like, hey, this what Thelma did now. So when my mom does something that drives me crazy, it drives her crazy because we're one now, and it's easier to cope with the craziness when it comes to both for both of us. You know, while we wait on Don, we oftentimes do a segment on this show called On the Spot, where we ask the audience, the people out there in the virtual world, throw us a question, and we're gonna pick one of those questions and we're gonna answer it off the cuff, not rehearsed, no research, and we'll give you an honest answer. So I want you to take about a couple minutes, type in the chat, ask us any question about anything related to uh, the date of front of real platforms um, wheelhouse, because we try to be transparent. We're not trying. We try to be transparent and honest. Here, here in Daria, we'll be positive. Keep it positive, and we often keep it fun. But we want, like I said, we want to hear from you. Ask the question. We love doing the on the spot segments. It's fun. It's like I might be on the rest of this show by myself today. It's fun. So take a couple of minutes and get ready to put ask any question you want, and I'm gonna go back into our topic. The front seat, as I was stating earlier, is a lot of times can be considered an image of a privilege or a position. It is an extension of your home, and your home is for you and your mate, partner, or wife or spouse, and it's going to stay that way. We only advocate that throne of the passenger seat by our willingness just to be courteous. The respect factor should come from both parties. It comes from the mother or the in-law, and it also comes from the daughter-in-law or the son-in-law. We will not ever choose, or we should not choose a partner in life who's not going to give the respect and courtesy to your in-laws, especially if you're not giving respect to them. Meaning, if my woman respects her family, I respect her family. I may not agree with everything, but I will always give her the courage to respect them for the. He's back. All right. And so
Okay, man. I
yes,
just had a power surge. Sorry about that. That was crazy.
no, it was fine. I was telling them that if my wife respects her family, I'm obligated to respect her family.
Hmm.
And if I don't respect her, if she respects her family, I don't respect her family, that's going to be an issue that we may not need to be together, because she stated before that if your family doesn't like your spouse, it's going to be a long, hard road.
Yeah,
And like I said earlier, you're going to end up choosing your spouse over your mom and your dad.
great.
And
Correct.
and unfortunately, oh yeah, also you don't want that smoke.
Now, if you want to sleep peacefully at night, you're not gonna do that.
So I introduced I was telling about the on the spot segment, giving
Hmm.
everybody a chance to go in there to get on the spot. If you ask us a question, any question you want about data and within the data front of real, and we'll take it and you and I will answer it. Give them a couple
Indeed.
minutes. So while we wait on that, Don. So
Yes, sir.
have after tonight's conversation, have it give you will this give you any future thoughts about looking at certain things when you and your lady are out with her family, or when she's out with your family? Like, do I need to observe a couple of things, or do I need to look at things different?
It does. It definitely makes you be more observable as to the process of who rides in the front seat. The fact that I am a courtesy individual and I would take the back seat to my mother-in-law without any questions. But you also allow me to look at other people, what they're doing in their lives. Just even just going to a normal grocery store and seeing how people are interacting in and out of the car with their mother-in-laws or father-in-laws or people of elderly, and see how they're treated. So this is a eye opener in context of the amount of information that we discuss, and it just goes beyond just riding in the front seat. You think about dealing with in-laws in general and how we want them to treat us, and setting those boundaries instead of the expectation is we're getting married, so don't bother us. But if you, sometimes you have to tell people because they feel like they have the right to intrude into your lives.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So Don, nobody. All right. So my tone done dropped. That's not good. So nobody has came with any questions for the on the spot segment. So we'll bypass that for this evening.
Yeah.
But check this out. Look at us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So recently we started a segment called Conversations, Affirmations, and Coffee, where it's a 1 minute to 3 minute saying my thoughts over coffee. Check it out. See what I had to say. You agree with it, don't like it, but just listen to it. Comment on it, and you see several posts on it.
Yeah, the
So
man
come,
got some good stuff, man.
yeah, and make sure you check out Don
Mine
as well.
uh, reels, or I haven't got on TikTok, but I may be doing that pretty soon. But mine is called Conversation Over Coffee. So I'm discussing everything from poetry, everyday life aspects, and more philosophies, mindset when I'm sitting there drinking coffee early in the morning. You can catch that on Instagram as well as Facebook. TikTok is coming soon, so I can convince myself uh, to download it. But yes, please check out Marcus's conversations, affirmations, and me with
Coffee.
conversation over coffee. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's another thing we're doing to reach the masses, providing our own aspects, our own individual twists on things. So just check us out, man. We
yeah.
appreciate that.
I want so we'll be expanding on it, and I think we're about to do some marvelous stuff. I want
Mhm.
marvelous stuff because this platform is growing, 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 and I need everybody out there to subscribe, like, and follow whatever you need to do, and most importantly, share because the content is so great and so strong and so much fun. Eh, We all need to. Everybody needs to hear it.
Yeah, indeed.
So, all right, Don. I think we're going to call it a day, my man.
Indeed, yeah, that little power outage that had there kind of put a damper on things, man. That conversation was going so good.
Yeah. No, but we're done. It's
Yeah.
so my final thought, like Dig said it. Mom, get in the back seat, babe. Shotgun.
Girlfriend in the trunk.
You won't, and she'll never be a wife. If she put a girlfriend in the trunk, she'll never be a wife. And with
With
that
that
being
being,
said,
yes.
I think we
You
out.
Walkers, I am Don Jr. Lilly. This has been Data from the Real. Stay tuned in 2 weeks. We'll be back for another hot topic.
Yes.
Peace.
Oh yeah. And next week, Tuesday, the poet and the therapist. Stay. Join us.
Stay
Join
tuned.
them.
Join them.
Join them. I'll be in the
Yes.
comments.
In the
All right.
backseat.
In the back seat.
All right. Take care.
All right.